what's on my mind. I'm riding in my car, but I feel like I'm walking. Nobody knows what's on my mind. Nobody knows how many homeless people in the streets. Nobody cares how many children don't have shoes on their feet. Nobody gives a damn how many people don't have food to eat. Nobody sees the trouble I see. Nobody hears the trouble I hear. I got money in my pocket, still.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chandler Walker, and the reason that I'm here is after going through the situation in my case, I found out there are a lot of children that have in the judicial system that may have not good representation. So I want to introduce my husband, Timothy Walker. We have come together and, do I put your name in? Come together that we're going to try to do an organization that will help not only us, but help other people that may be in the same situation as ourselves.
And if we don't do an organization, we just want to be a body of 3, a body of 4, 20, 30, 50, or 100 to show concerns about somebody outside of us, of ourselves. When I went to the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department this morning, the juvenile court, just for that brief period, I met 2 families with problems with the juvenile court system, and not so much the court system as it is the probation system and the sheriff department in terms of how they knock down people's doors and search without search warrants and total intimidation here in Valdosta. And so I am going to, in the future, cut tapes, not so much of me talking because you pretty have heard me, but I want you all to know that it's not just me, it's this father here. Tell us something what you've seen and what you think we ought to do as well here to try to make things better.
After our situation, even dealing with Trayvon Martin's situation, even Kendrick Johnson's situation, I want to kick off a campaign where we actually know our rights. That's been the biggest thing. Your rights can be violated if you do not know them. They're not going to tell you your rights so they can get with the information that they need to get a conviction. In order to get you convicted, you might keep some information quiet so that you don't know that, hey, I don't have to be convicted of this. And then once they get you in the system, it's become a monetary thing. They'll plead out for probation. Probation, you have to pay money every month that you probably didn't even know about probation. If you thought probation just some time, no, it's money behind your probation every single month. You have to deal with a PO officer. You have to pay that PO officer. That money goes somewhere to fund whatever it is that they want to fund. I don't mind the stuff being fun, but I don't think it should come out the backs of our young kids. I don't think it should come out the backs of young African American kids for doing stuff or doing things that we're fighting or maybe get into a little something here and there that we ourselves as adults have done the same thing growing up. Different is they ain't have laws to catch us. So basically the Know Your Rights campaign for stuff that you won't get in trouble for simple stuff. And they're like, hey, I might not need to do this because this will violate this right here and this right. Also learning your terminology in court. That also goes with it, not necessarily in court, but in life. The difference between a felony and a misdemeanor. What they pleading you out to, what that felony entails, what that misdemeanor entails. Things of that nature like that, where I think it's important for us to know our rights. Not only even know our rights, the importance of writing things down. Whether you daggone have a notebook or a piece of paper, or if you jot down a text on your smartphone. Writing things down is so important because in a court of law or dealing with anybody in the public official or law enforcement, details is all that matters. And what details you can prove. I remember going back to Training Day, the movie Training Day with Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. There was a line in there where Denzel said, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So you have things written out, detail, who you spoken to, what time of day in the day, or when you doing interviews or what have you. Those things of that nature would definitely help you out. And so it's my job as a concerned parent, as a black man myself, to help youngsters, people, whoever that might be disenfranchised for whatever way, whatever fashion or form, and know their rights and know the importance of writing things down when you're speaking to an authority figure.
Yes. What I've learned dealing with this incident, that the more information you have, the better you're able to plead your case, the better the court system has to back up. I have documentation, and you've seen on the previous film, I document everything, who I've spoken to, the time of day, what was said, and with that, I keep those details with me because it helps in any case. Make sure you keep plenty of documentation. Make sure you also, you're allowed to film if you need to, but please know your rights, and that's the big point of it. We want to teach young people as of right now, what are your rights? Because we find out that a lot of people don't know their rights, and that's how the judicial system manipulates the system, and it's sad because we're finding out we're not the only ones who've experienced this, but there's more out there, and we would like for your story to be told.
Right. And what is the power of my beautiful sister, Sean? What's the power behind the castle doctrine?
Well, the castle doctrine says you don't have to flee. If you have someone come at you, you do not have to flee. It's pretty much like the stand your ground law. Anywhere that you have legal right to be, you're entitled to defend yourself, even if it means up to being kind of, I don't want to say violently, but up to the point that it can be deadly force if necessary.
Okay, another thing too, looking at what you all have been through, trying to get your story out in the news media. We know that apparently, and it's been a long-standing history, it's nothing new, that the people who may have a problem with the probation system, with the jails, with city government, that if they go to local news media, their story will not be told. You all are witnesses of that. Am I right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so let us say in our efforts to educate the people here in South Georgia, not only Valdosta, Lowndes County, but wherever people want information, I want you to be able to Google me at bostongBR@gmail.com, because it is time now for us to do our own investigative stories. It's our responsibility to educate our own people and stop relying on others to do for us what we are unwilling to do for ourselves. Look, if all we can do is go to church on Sunday with the problems that we have at home and get Sunday morning or Saturday morning therapy and return right back home to the same condition that we left, then we are not serving the needs of ourselves nor our children. And so let us become more in tune to visiting Boston G.B.R. channel, and we're gonna create some more YouTube channels. Tell your mother, your father, your sister that Boston G.B.R. #1 will be the voice of our children. If you need some information with the help of these two people and others who care and want to join us, it's not about an organization. It's not about our names. It's not about the money.
No.
But it's about saving our children before somebody else take care of them in ways that is not too pleasant for our community nor the parents and loved ones of these children. My beautiful brother, as a black man, how do you feel when you look out and you think about the gathering that we have had and the religious community? What do you think the religious community may be, and not only the religious community, our lawyers and our doctors and other people in the community, how do you think they can become involved outside of the church and getting the Sunday morning spiritual that we can't use that we get to help them?
Simple as this, in my opinion. It all comes back to knowing your rights. Knowing God is great. If you go to church, you learn this one thing. Faith without works is dead. So faith is good, but you have to apply that faith that you know in your everyday life. And that includes lawmaking. If you even look at, if you want to go back Old Testament, those guys knew the law. Everybody knew the law. They didn't carry around a scroll with them. Jesus didn't carry around a scroll with him. He didn't carry around the Bible. It was in his hand, it was in his heart, because he studied it. Studying you show yourself approved. That's biblical.
Yes, a word
so,
not be ashamed of the gospel, but rightly dividing the word of truth.
See, these things right here is lessons that we learn in Bible studying in church. But I think there needs to be an application class going on in our church also. Bruce Lee said this, knowing is not enough. We must apply what we know. So knowing is half the battle. What you do with what you know is what's going to take you to the next step. And us as in a community that we're in, I think it's important that we learn to take the next step. Okay, if we go somewhere and we are being discriminated against, some law is being broken against, we feel that it's being wrongfully used against us, what we gonna do? Sit around, campfire, cry about it? No, let's put some paper behind this. Let's go file a suit. If you can file a suit, matter of fact, we just found out you can file a suit on a police officer. We did it.
That's
so,
right.
I mean, yeah.
And made history in the process. Hold on a minute. Hold on 1 second. Now, my beautiful, explain to me again, short form, what were you saying now?
If you have a problem where you've been wrongly accused, not necessarily wrongly accused, or a law being violated against you. For example, let's say, I'm not going to use anything in our case. Let's say I'm driving down the road, I get pulled over unjustly. I get my vehicle searched without a warrant. I'm sitting there on the side of the road, which I had a guy tell me, man, I've been on the road, I felt like it was about 3 hours, this man looking through my car, didn't find nothing, looked through it again, didn't find nothing, had his back up, they come looking, and he didn't have a warrant to do nothing. That's a violation.
Right, and so now but the point you made before we close was the fact that, and you made your point right there.
Yeah.
So bringing in that you're saying that you can actually do something against that police officer rather than just talking about him in the community. What can you do? What you all just experienced and made history in the process.
You go to your probate office, probate court. Say, here, I am so-and-so want to file a suit against officer so-and-so. They by law, that's their duty. I know you might get this one right here, which we got. The probation court doesn't issue warrants, which is true. They are not, on average, issuing warrants, but they have the authority to issue the warrant on a public official. It has to generate in that probate court. Now, if they don't want to deal with it, they'll send a superior court. The superior court will go ahead and pick up the matter there. But you just can't go straight to superior court. No, that's not law. You have to go by the probation court first. You start in probate court first. You start off in probate court, get it generated there. If you got a problem with that else, I guarantee you she'll do it now. She didn't know she could do it before. I promise you now. I put blood on it. She'll do it now. I guarantee you, she'll do it now. Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That's okay.
Yeah. So you start off there. You have your ducks in a row. What I mean by ducks in a row, what law did that officer violate? You need to have. It's easy. Go on Google. Get the title. Section title.
And in addition to all of that, what you're saying now is that they don't really have to worry about that because we're gonna be doing videos. We're gonna be putting them codes out there for them. We're gonna let them know. The sister here has been very familiar. I watched her when she was in the attorney office over there with the public defender, and I think she taught them a couple things. But the bottom line is that we want to educate our people. And what's amazing to me, and I wish to God that I was a lawyer. I wish I would have went to law school. Because if I had gone to law school, I'm telling you what I would do. A lot of lawyers here, we got some lawyers here. But I promise the people in this community, if I was a lawyer, I would have free classes.
Yeah.
I would donate my time like I'm donated now to educate these low-income people who can't afford a lawyer. I know people, because I've been doing this since '75, who have been in the jail system, who know about as much law as the lawyers, simply because they got the books and studied. And this is what we want to help the people do here in this area. We want to educate them on the law, the different codes. Above all, I am tired. I've been hearing ever since '75 how people just go into people's cars, go into people's homes, and don't have a search warrant. We want to bring a stop to that in Lowndes County. And if we have to sue to no end, That's what I want to see.
And I have no problem with that. I mean, they're doing illegal stuff. If somebody did something illegal against you, I promise there'll be something soon about it.
Let me explain something. Like I said, my background, I have worked in some law enforcement. We teach our children when they're young to uphold the law. But now, in this 2013, we need to hold them accountable when they break the law. We can't keep telling our children to obey the law, and then we have these people in these positions that feel it's okay to break the law. There are rules and regulations that are set in place that they have to uphold. That is what they do when they sworn in saying they will uphold the law to the fullest. That's what they're supposed to do. Now, when they violate the law, it's up to us as citizens to make complaints, to go to the probate court and make complaints. It's
directly to that person.
To him. Not be told like we were told that you can't make a complaint or you can't speak to internal affairs, which is not true, and that they don't have any complaint forms against their officer. Since when? That is not true. You don't let them stop from there. You keep on doing what you have to do. Don't take no for an answer. Know the law, and that's what we're here for now, is because we want people informed. We done seen too many times people are being wrongly done by the judicial system and feeling like they don't have a right, and they do. You have a right. Once you are born into the United States, that is your right. You have the rights as everybody else. There is no color between your rights. And unfortunately, I'm finding out in this city that they're still living in the 60s. Hello, it's 2013, and you got more people coming to this state, into this city, so you need to wake up with your backwards mentality and get a grip on life and realize that we are in 2013 and there are laws set in place. And if we have to get the Department of Justice down here to investigation and do an overhaul, then that's what we'll do. I'm not stopping until they start obeying the law. And I want my people to be informed, and that's my goal to this point after what I've been through and realizing and hearing these stories from other families, things that were done to them, and I'm saying, oh my God, did you not understand? You have rights. And my thing is, take plenty of notes, write down time, write down the date, and if you can't, film it, ask for permission to record, whatever you have to do to make sure that this stops. Because my thing is, like I said, more people are going to come here and nobody's going to sit back and allow you to do what you want to do. That's not going to happen. There are rules set in place. That's why we have laws. They are to uphold it, and that's their job. And if you don't put pen to the paper.
In addition to all of that, we're going to make a commitment as a body of three right now. We want to go on record as saying to all the young people, not just black people, am I correct?
You're correct.
Not just black folk, but to anybody who go through and get a public defender. And if you feel like you have not been represented, then we want to know about it. We want you to Google us at Boston G.B.R. We want you to call us at 229-251-8645. We are going to make a difference. We're not going to do it under the head of the NAACP. We've been waiting on them too long, all due respect to them. We're not going to wait on the SCLC, all due respect to them. We're not going to wait on the Urban League, NAN, or anybody else. We as concerned citizens and parents and retired active duty veterans and just regular ghetto folk, we going to come together as ghetto folk. I may just call this the Ghetto Channel with good information. Yeah. We don't know what we're going to call this channel yet, but we will be an asset for the people who have been locked out for just a little too long now. And to tell you the truth, I'm really tired of it. My beautiful brother, and let us get ready to close this out, but I thank y'all so much. This is called Clip 101 on the Ghetto Channel, or whatever it's going to be.
All right, in closing, guys, just really want you to know your rights. I can't make it more plain or simple as that. Just know your rights. Basic operations. Hey, in most cases, you have a few cases where they can, talking about law enforcement, with probable cause, can search your will or can search your house. Well, maybe not your house, but I know you will. If they smell marijuana, they got the right to go in there. But if you know for a fact you just driving while black, which happened to me at one time. If you driving while black and you pull over, you hand your license and registration over, and they talking about searching, Yes, you got yourself a search warrant. Don't be nasty with it. Don't be funny with it. Say, sir, ma'am, whoever pull you over, I don't mind you searching my wheel, or I don't mind you searching my car, unless you must have a search warrant. I know my rights as an American citizen. I need to see a search warrant, and by all means do what you have to do as doing your job.
And as you move forward with that, we want to stay focused. Just because you know the law, we don't want anybody to take this the wrong way.
Exactly.
We want you to be polite to law enforcement officers. We don't want you to get unruly. We don't want you to give them an excuse to create a violation of their job, or what they call it, interfering with the police officer. We don't want that. As you empower yourself, we are going to make the police officers more accountable to the citizens. We are not talking about more accountable to the people that live in the ghetto or low income. No. We want even the professional people to take note of the changes they're going to see in law enforcement, because the law enforcement, we want to see a law enforcement, let me repeat, let me slow it down. We want to see a law enforcement officer like it used to be. When our children saw that uniform, they would run to the police officers like they used to run to the firemen in school. And they say, I want to be a police officer. I want to be a policeman or a firefighter. Simply because of the respect and professionalism they saw in those law enforcement officers, which carried the banner of peacemakers. And so when you are a true peacemakers, there's no reason for our children to run away from them. They should embrace them. And so this is what we want to create. But would you agree with me, sister, that is only going to come through education?
That's it. And we really want where the community and the police department be able to work hand in hand. We want to be able to develop that kind of relationship like it once was. And that's our main goal, is where you knowing your rights, they not violating your rights, but we have a community that's joined together, that's working together, and that they can get cooperation from you, and you can get cooperation from them. That's what our main focus is, that everybody be on the same playing level, and everybody have the same rights, and everybody is respected in the end. So we're not trying to come against the police department, and we're not trying to say disrespect the police department. That is not our intention. We're just trying to inform the community that we have rights and know your rights, as well as letting the police department and those that are in professional that deals with the public, that there's a way to respect us and a way to carry yourself in a manner that is professional. And that's what we're trying to do at this point.
Because at one point or another, you might not like them until you need them.
That's right, that's right. And one other thing, what we want you all to know is that we are here for you. If you go and you have a story, and if you go to the Valdosta Daily Times, please listen. If you know of something going on in the jail and they don't report it, if you call Channel 6, 27, and if they will not report your story, we want to be an outlet of however many come to us. Now look, it's not an organization. I really don't even want an organization. I don't want this to ever be an organization. I want this to be like the Jews told me in the 70s. Why are you black folk always looking for a leader? He told me, say, y'all each teach your children. Teach every one of your children to become a leader. And then when they look around and look for a leader, the only way they're going to kill the leader is that they kill all of you, because you're going to have empowered everybody. And so we want to empower the total community. Don't look at Brother Rhymes as if though I got all the answers, because I'm going to tell you, I do not. Don't look at me like I'm getting something from God, because I can't get more from God than you can get from it. Don't look to me as if though I know all the law, because you know things that I will never know. And we all got to learn to work together, and we do need our pastors and our lawyers and our doctors and our business owners, that if we knock on your door to say to you, I know you can't be out in the limelight, because you can destroy your job in a wicked system that does not work right. But if we can clean up the system wherein they respect what the founding fathers told us, and that is free speech, etc., then you should be able to say anything you want to, and then maintain your level of respect and keep your job. So that's my closing on it. Close us out if you all have anything, and let's go home.
It all comes back, like I said before, I'm gonna keep saying it. youngsters, old heads, black, white, rich, white, poor, white. I don't care, man. Know your rights. Know your rights. Know your rights. Make sure you take notes rather than instead of looking at videos. Get on Google and search some of these Georgia codes, man. Get on there. You know somebody in a particular situation. Do the research on that situation. And maybe that can help you out and in turn help them out who are going through that particular situation. So basically I can sum it up. Know your rights, 1. 2, make sure you take good notes. 3, always be a lady and or a gentleman, whichever one you are. Make sure you are polite to whoever you're speaking with. Yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. You can be firm without being nasty. Oh, there's nothing wrong being polite and firm. No ma'am, I'm not going to accept this. Yes sir, I will do that, but no sir, I cannot go with that. No sir, you don't have a warrant for that. No sir, you did wrong here. You did wrong in this sir because this law says this right here. You have to know your rights. How can I stand up for that if I didn't know my rights? How could we do it? We did things. God, somebody had taught us that we can do what we had did by making history. Somebody had to teach us that. So thank God to that individual who taught us that. You know, so that's why I want y'all, man, hey, get into it, Google it, Georgia laws, pick out what title you want to look at, what section, get it. Get your understanding of it and apply what you know.
And realize that you're not alone anymore. We are here to do what we can. It's time out for mothers that have to go through what this young lady have gone through with nobody to tell their story. I finally understand with your particular case, I think Patrick Davis out of Macon finally broke the story on a wider news level than anybody has done. So we want to commend Patrick Davis for doing what the South Georgia news media would not do. They cannot say that they wasn't notified because you took your time and your money and you gave them the package. But to the people that live throughout the diaspora of South Georgia, we want to say to you, pick up your cameras. Do not let these people squash your news. We must do what the newspapers used to do, but today it seemed like that time and that period is long, long gone from us. Thank y'all so much. Once again, I don't know what we're gonna call this. We're gonna come up with a name for this particular YouTube channel, but we gotta keep it real because people are in real pain. They are suffering. When I heard those mothers this morning cry out for help about how people came into their home, broke the door down, arrested her boyfriend, then came back the next day and arrested her. All because, I guess, they think they won't talk and tell the truth about what happened. Once again, bye-bye, we gone.
I work 7 days a week so you can have food to eat. I do a lot of overtime, working hard on the assembly line. Every day I'm working hard for you. I don't mind working, baby, not as long as you've been true. I don't mind putting in all this overtime. Ooh, baby, I'm working hard, baby. I'm working 7 days a week so you can have shoes on your feet. I'm doing a lot of overtime. Girl, I swear I don't mind. Ooh, I'm working for you, babe. 7 days a week. I work so you can have a place to sleep. Doing all this overtime, baby, so you can dress up and look fine. Girl, I'm working, yeah, and I'm doing it all for you. There ain't nothing in this world Nobody knows what's on my mind. I'm riding in my car, but I feel like I'm walking. Nobody knows what's on my mind. Nobody knows how many homeless people in the streets. I wasn't there, hey, when they drove the slaves from the ship, and I wasn't there, no, hey, when they whipped my great-great-grandfather with the whip, but oh, I can feel the pain. Lord have mercy, I can feel the pain. Yeah, yeah, I can feel it. The pain, yes I can, and I wasn't there, no, hey, when they raped my great-great-great-grandmother, and I wasn't there, oh no, Lord, when she cried out for help, oh, I can feel the pain, early in the morning I can feel the pain, yeah, yeah. The pain, yes I can. I can still hear the slaves moaning as they slowly walk down the gangplank from the ship. And all I can do, Lord, all I can do is stand there and cry. Hey, Lord, 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 oh, Lord, the God Almighty. Oh, I can feel the pain. Yes, I can. I said I can feel the pain. Lord, Lord, oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel the pain. Yes, I can. They locked up one of our black sisters not long ago. Angela Davis was her name. Oh, yeah. I said they handcuffed her and they took off to jail. Oh, yes, they did. But I want to say, I wasn't there, but I can feel the pain. Yeah, yeah, Lord, Lord, I can feel the pain. My, oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel the pain. Oh, yeah. I wasn't there when they shot Malcolm X.